Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com, and today I'm really excited to have a couple of special guests with me. I have Hope and Andy from Mission Keto. So welcome, Hope and Andy. How are you guys today?
We are good. We're so excited to be here.
Absolutely. You're doing great. Thank you for having us, Anita.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so how about if we start, because I've been following you guys for a little while, and I know a little bit about each of you from watching your videos. For those people who are watching today that don't know anything about you, could you maybe, I know that Hope, you kind of started first with keto, and then Andy joined in later. Could you just give us a little story, the beginnings of your story? How did you find keto? How did you get started? What happened?
Right. Who's first?
Go for it.
I'll give you a quick recap of how it originally started, because we've been down this road before and we learned nothing. Now We've learned something.
Great.
So in 2017, our oldest daughter calls us up and says she's heard about this keto thing. And this was before prepackaged foods. This was before net carbs, all of that. So we were pretty much eating cheese, meat, and dairy, and didn't know anything else. We weren't realizing the benefits of that or anything. We were just trying to lose weight. And it melted off of us very quickly. Long story short, like I said, we lost a lot of weight. I got to where I wanted, but I didn't learn anything from it. So I just went right back to pretty much what I was doing before, thinking that it would still stay off. It did not. So fast forward a few years, 2022, I said, I've had enough. I want to go back to how I felt before. And I started keto. And on the channel, I started it as back to basics, which to me meant go back to what worked before. You know, the prepackaged foods, counting total carbs out of your day and eating the meat, cheese. And I do like veggies, though. I'm not a big meat person. And I gave myself grace. I gave myself time. I didn't want the pressure. I literally gave myself an entire year to do it. You know, if I mess up, okay. If, you know, this happens, okay. If we have an anniversary, okay, you know. And I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't quite make it to that number that I wanted, but I've realized too, as I'm getting older, I'm 48 now, that isn't always going to happen. And I've incorporated working out this year too. So that changed, I think, everything with like your body and stuff, doing weights. So that's where I'm at. So I'm just learning how to maintain at this point. Now this guy.
So just real quick too. So back in 2017, when we initially started keto, within 1 year, I lost 76 pounds. But, wow. You know, it just life came right back. And, you know, with stress and all that other stuff, I went back to my old habits, you know, just eating garbage. And I went from, I was in the high 270s or so. And when Hope started keto again in 2022, I was like, nope, not doing it. And I saw her progress as she's moving along. And I'm like, I'm not helping her with this at all. Well, that June of 2022, I weighed myself one morning and I was 369 pounds and I was floored. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I saw myself. It's not to say that I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm that much, but that was a lot. You know, I'm 52 now. I'm 5'8". That's when I'm extremely unhealthy. And I said, that's it. I'm going into this. And so July 1st was my first day going in, and I started with the BBBE diet. And I did that for 30 days, lost 30 pounds in July, and it's been just off like a roller coaster. I stuck with carnivore after that because I just couldn't do eggs anymore. After 2 weeks of eggs, I was like, I can't do it. So just went straight carnivore after that, and I've lost since then just over about 105 pounds now, and I feel fantastic. And I'm still got a ways to go. But I'm a lot closer now than I was a little over a year ago.
Wow, that's amazing. Andy, I'm curious as to why did you choose to go carnivore rather than do keto with Hope?
Well, like I said, I just feel better on that scenario. Like I would say I'm not, looking back at old ways of eating, I'm the meat and potatoes person. I don't like vegetables at all. There's a couple things I might like, but for the most part, so I said, man, and so we started the BBBE diet, or I did, Hope kind of.
I started, but
Hope started it a little bit. She was like, I'm done within I think it was like
9 days.
9 days. And I'm like, hey, I'm still going to kind of go along, but I just feel better with the carnivore side of things. And, for me, there's so much variety with the bacon and different steaks and stuff like that. And it definitely fills me up. So that's why I really stuck with it. I'm and looking at other people that have been doing it and so successful, I said, this is probably my way to go. And honestly, even I feel healthier now than I did when I did keto back in 2017, 2018. And I, just looking at pictures, I even look different, know? So I just felt like I wasn't as healthy as I am now.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, and you guys are doing this in the same household. So we've got one of you is keto. I mean, I've seen your videos where you're doing prep, and there's always, this like a couple of, you're doing this for Andy, you're doing this for yourself. And so how does that work out? Do you both do any cooking, or is it just mostly one of you? Or
for a while there, it was just me, and he actually has joined the game. We got his griddle out, dusted that off. That had been in a box, his Blackstone griddle. And on meal prep days, he's making the bacon, which if you haven't done bacon on your Blackstone griddle, whoa, there's just something about it. We eat a pound of it while we're making it, I feel like. And he'll do like the burgers and stuff too. So he's definitely helping out a lot with that. And it's fun. Like I mostly will prep for him, and then during the week I'll do my what I ate in a day video or something, and then that's when I kind of show what I'm doing, because I'm only cooking for one, so I have to kind of adjust it. I don't really want to make a huge 6-portion thing for, I can eat it all week, but sometimes it does get old. You don't want to eat the same thing all week long.
No, I get that. Hope, you mentioned, you touched on the fact that you added exercise. I watched a video where you were talking about getting your, what is it called? You're going to become a personal
She is
trainer.
watching. Certified personal training license. Yes. I am working on that because I don't know. I've had a little bit of working out and health and fitness since I was a child, thanks to my mom too. So I know, well, I'm learning more about it, but I know it makes a big difference. It really does. I'm more limber now too, and I have gotten stronger, and I just want to be able to share that with people too, because I think movement is so important as you're getting older too. So I'm very excited to work on that. And you just reminded me I need to study more.
I've seen some of your shorts too, where you're doing the squat challenge.
Yes, I did that, and I had to stop it though, because that's another thing I want to let people know, that it's okay. Like I've had some knee injuries, and my knees were just not dealing with, doing 75 squats a day plus doing my workout, and I had to sit back and go, this is not that important just to hurt. I end up getting hurt, and then I can't do anything for a while. Then you get out of the habit, and, I didn't make it all the way through with that one, but that's what it is. It's a challenge, I guess, right?
Yes, it certainly is. I have an active knee injury right at the moment, and so I'm trying to figure out what can I do, So anyways, what inspired you to do the actual YouTube channel? I mean, you sort of said about when you started keto and everything. How did you start a YouTube channel? What made that happen?
I mean, this was like in 2019, and we thought we were going to get back on the wagon, and we were doing the net carb thing. We heard the net carb thing, and we got so excited because, wow, our variety, we can still eat lots of things. And that didn't get us anywhere. I mean, that lasted 2019 to 2022, honestly. And, with slip ups here and there too. And I don't know. We just kind of started it. You were excited. Let's try this. And we did. And it was so slow going. And I just think it was because maybe we weren't doing it right. You know what I mean? And that's why it was just kind of blah, net carbs. And I mean, there's some good videos back then. Don't get me wrong, but I think now we've seen so much more growth since our progress in the last year and a half, for sure.
Yeah. So what about mistakes that you have made on the way? Is there anything you would change in your journey, either of you?
Do you? You go first, maybe.
I'll tell you, now being on carnivore for a little over a year now, I wish I would have started earlier. I really do, because it's really changed my life. I mean, that's the only thing. I'm very disciplined through this. I've had 0 cheats in over a year. Because I'm like, I just know me. I consider myself a food addict, and I know that if I said, hey, I'm going to celebrate and have a piece of pizza, or go get some French fries or something like that, then I know what that's gonna incur. I'm gonna go get it again, and it's gonna just get worse and become a snowball effect. So that's why I've just stayed extremely disciplined and not done any of that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm thinking, is like, I wish I probably would have done carnivore much sooner, and who knows where I would be today at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it is, everyone is so different, and some people do really well with just eliminating everything down to the bare bones. You've got low carb over here, all the way to lion diet over there, where, beef, salt, and water, which I understand, Andy, you're going to be doing that in September.
I am. It's coming up, and I'm really excited for it. I really am, because the only thing, I think somebody had mentioned it to us about, because I drink coffee, but I don't drink caffeinated coffee. I drink decaf. So it's not going to be a problem.
Headache,
I'm not going to have any headaches or anything like that. But I'm like, even with that, if I was able at 369 pounds to stop everything cold turkey and just have beef, bacon, butter, and eggs for 30 days, I can do this. This would be easy for me. So as long as, I'm happy with the meat selections that we make, because I'm going to cut out bacon and all that stuff. This is just going to be beef, salt, water. That's it for 30 days. Now, if I like it and I'm doing well through all of September, I may push it for 2 months. So it just kind of depends, but I'm getting myself geared up for it. I'm getting rid of my bubblies and stuff that I've been drinking, and because I love those. And so we'll see how it goes.
Hope, are you doing it too? I'm afraid to ask. Nope.
No, I am not. Seriously, I like some meat, but I just like the opportunity to have meat or not. I'm not. Texture's a weird thing with me for meat. So no, this would not be good for me. I would become anorexic. I don't know.
Yeah, but what I think is really cool about this is that you're both doing the proper human diet. I don't know if you've heard Dr. Barry talk about this. The proper human diet comes in different forms. It is a spectrum, and I've always said that as well, and I love that analogy. It's not that one is, it's not keto versus ketovore versus carnivore. It's just a different, they're all in that spectrum of proper human diet. So I think that's really good that you guys have managed to find that balance with each other, doing different things, and I think it's fantastic, actually.
I mean, and we occasionally eat together. I'll eat a burger, or have some chicken. But yeah, it's funny. It's we are making it work somehow. So it can be done. It can be done.
Do you guys have any advice for people who are brand new and trying to decide, well, what do I do? Do I do keto? Do I jump into carnivore? How do I get started? Do you have any advice for those people who might be watching?
Well, I guess just picking us. I mean, carnivore is not going to work for Hope. So that's you've got to find what you like best. What's not going to bore you with the food and getting to any type of temptations or anything like that. I would say you've got to find what works for you. Now, there was someone that commented on one of our videos not too long ago, they're like, hey, I think it was carnivore, right? They think they started carnivore. Yeah. They had already lost like 5 or 6 pounds, and they eat meat, drink alcohol once a day, and there was something else that they were doing. And I'm like, if it's working for you, I don't know what else to tell you. We say no judgment zone for us. Yeah. But again, let's just say that it might be working now. We have no idea how big that person is or anything like that. So they could be 400 and something pounds. Of course they're going to lose because they've already cut some things out. But at some point that's going to stop. So I would say you've got to find what works best for you. If you need a little more variety, then I would say go keto. If you're good with just, hey, I just need the basic thing and I'm good with just eating meat, then go carnivore. And I'm telling you, if you're good with eating meat, you're not going to be disappointed.
And the thing too is that you can change. If you pick one, or I see a lot of times where people will pick a set of macros, or they'll want to know the perfect macros, and there really aren't any. It's something that, it's not carved in stone. It's going to change over time, back and forth even. So I think that's another thing that I like people to know, that you can change along the way. You can go more carnivore for a while and go back to keto if you need to. It's so flexible. It really is a good flexible way to live, I think.
Absolutely.
It is. I would also like to piggyback off of that and say that I think it's important too. There's so much information out there. There's so many people that talk about it. If you want to start whatever you want to do, you don't have to buy the grass-fed. You don't have to buy the pasture-raised. That's great. It is, absolutely. But if you're making the smaller changes and all you can do right now is, it depends on payday for us, what I'm going to buy, So I don't always get grass-fed. I don't always. And it's still way better than the standard American diet. So don't let that stop you from making changes at all.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. There's a proper human diet for every budget. Just imagine if everybody avoided the foods that are in the boxes, with 20 ingredients and just ate single ingredient foods. Even that is so much better than standard American diet.
And also, don't fall for what everyone else is saying. We will get, not very often, but every once in a while, like recently, we'll get a comment that, my arteries were going to explode,
killing your arteries,
and I'm going to do this and all this other stuff. But, that was just one video where they haven't watched a year and a half's worth of what we've been doing. And so we kindly tell them, hey, listen, I've lost 105 pounds. My high blood pressure is gone. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. My blood work is perfect. It's working. I don't know what else to tell you, and the insulin resistance is gone. All of those things are gone. So clearly this is working for me, other than what I was doing before, gorging on food, and that was not good for me, and, being extremely unhappy. So if this is working for me, be happy with those results, and usually when we tell them those kinds of things, then they'll back off a little bit, and, it's just they haven't watched, our journey as to what we've been doing.
Yeah. Hope, did you have any health issues that you were able to resolve?
I have high blood pressure too. And while it has gotten better, I have not been able to get off of it. And my doctor has even said, and she knows what both of us are doing, and she's really amazed by him. She was amazed by my weight loss too and working out. And she's like, you're doing everything right. Sometimes there are just things that are predispositioned that you can't 100% get rid of. So I'm still taking my blood pressure medicine most of the time, but I did used to have I would have I would have really weird tinglings and things like that. I had to go to the ER a couple of times for some things, and I don't have that stuff anymore. We never really knew what that was, but I just don't think it was from not taking care of myself, So
what does a typical day of eating look like for you guys? I have seen your videos, what I eat in a day, but for those people that haven't seen them, what does it look like for you?
For me, first, I start out with coffee for sure. We both love our coffee, but I do coffee with some half and half, my collagen, and then some stevia drops. And I usually do not eat until lunchtime, but if I do get hungry, I will eat. Lunchtime, typically, like this week, I've been making tacos with cheese shells, the folio cheese wraps. I've just been making those and having those literally every day this week. And then dinner, it could be a salad, or it could be, I really like the blackened chicken tenders, and then having like a side of cottage cheese with it, something like that. So, and that, I mean, I'll put some cheese on it too, so I feel like I'm not missing out really. On anything.
It sounds good.
Yeah. What do you have?
And for me, usually I'll fast. I'll try to get till about noon. So I'll try to get 16 to 18 hours in. Sometimes I'll go 21, 22. The longest I've ever done was 29. That was a tough day. But, so then I'll have some sort of meat, either some bacon. Hope will make these little bowls for me where it'll be steak and bacon mixed in. And I'll have something like that. And, either we'll make a chuck roast. She made these awesome sliders recently that they're just amazing. And so we had those, just like I said, just meat. Yeah. And I'm not, I'll feel hungry, like I'll say, okay, it's time to eat. And then I'll sit down and eat, and I'll have like 4, 5, 6 bites. And I'm like, okay, I'm full and I'm good, and it's just, and then there's some days, like recently we went on a mini vacation and to go see our daughter. And when we went up there, I was hungry the whole time we were up there. Maybe because we were away from home and just, fully relaxed. But, now that I'm back and we're doing, it's just kind of like back to normal. So yeah, I'll stay fasting as long as possible, so like usually between 16, 18 hours. And then I'll eat, maybe 2 meals, and then I'm good for the day.
You said something that made me think about something else I saw on one of your YouTube videos, and that was that you guys like RVing and camping and traveling.
We think we're gonna like it.
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about this now for 6 years maybe. Mm-hmm. It's just some YouTube influencers that I've just been watching for a long time, still watching to this day. And I'm like, I told her several years ago, I'm like, hey, we're going to do this. And she was like, nope, not doing it at all. And I think now Hope's actually probably more excited than I am at this. So we, our youngest daughter's getting married in December. And then our lease is up here at the end of January. So our goal is to have the RV by either late December or early January, start putting our stuff into it that we are going to be able to take with us, get rid of some things, and then we're out of here at the end of January and on the road. So we're Hope works remotely.
Yeah, I work from home.
So it's going to be, we just got to make sure that we have really good Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is going to be a tremendous experience. Hope's never been in an RV before, ever. Other than we went to an RV show in Tampa a few months ago, and that's the first time we've ever been inside an RV. So this is going to be. But I loved it.
Experience. He was like, whoa, this is a lot smaller than I thought. And I was thinking opposite. I was like, this is bigger than I thought. So I was that kid at home that was always making like the little forts or making my little, playing school and being in the corner with, and I loved that kind of thing. So I'm like, I think this is going to be like my jam. I can't wait.
It's going to force us to get out, to go do things and stuff. Cause we're pretty much homebodies right now. So I think it's going to kind of get us to explore and go see some places that we've never seen before. So we're super, super excited about that.
Yes.
I have to ask, was it Joe and Rachel that you saw?
No, this is.
No, surprisingly.
Although we've met them recently at the Keto Summit.
Yep.
But it was this, now I said this is years ago. So I started watching a YouTuber named Adam the Woo. He's not an RVer, but he started years ago exploring and doing that. And I thought that was really neat, even before the whole RV thing. And then about, I can't believe it's been 6-7 years now. I started watching a guy named Van City Van Life. His name is Chrome. He's up in Vancouver, and he bought a van, and he's been doing it ever since. He loves it. It's changed his life. And I'm like, well, a van's too small for us, you know, and it just started to kind of blossom into the RV thing. And then I started watching some others out there that have the RV life. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. I think this, because I used to travel, you know, a long time ago with my previous career, but I got to go a lot of places, but I didn't really get to see anything because I was there for work. So now it's like, yeah, I've been here before, but I didn't get to enjoy these things. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. And you guys have started a channel for this too, like a separate channel.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's Adventures of Hope and Andy, RV Life.
That's really exciting. Now, are you worried in any way about following your keto and carnivore while you're doing this traveling? Like, how do you think you will be handling that?
I'm not worried at all because I love what I eat right now. I do. And I think it's just going to be more of a way that we can show people how to do things when you are traveling or when you're doing this or that. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited about it. Really. I can't wait to see, am I going to be able to make as much as I'm making now? Or I'm feeling like I don't want to cook inside that place very much because of the smells, you know, so I feel like we'll be outside a lot. So it's going to be an adventure for sure.
I agree with you. I travel, not very much, but I did do a 2-week road trip with my son in April. We drove to KetoCon, and I had no problem staying to carnivore. It was easier than I thought it would be. So I think you guys have got this. I really do, and I'm kind of excited. I'm going to subscribe to your travel channel because I think that's really inspiring. We
are so excited. I can't tell you. And we actually met another YouTuber. He is called Matt's RV Reviews. Yeah. We actually met him. He does reviews and stuff like that. It's actually here in Florida. And that just even pumped me up even more. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is, God's leading us in this direction. I'm feeling good about this. And we're really excited about it. So I know there's going to be some anxieties and
it's not going to be perfect.
But that's going to be the whole experience of the whole thing. If we think of that, we're never going to do this. So I said, our window is open right now. Let's do this. Because if we don't do this now, we're never going to do this. Yeah. And, because hopefully at some point we're going to have grandchildren and, so we want to be
home for that,
around for that. Yeah. And, but I was like, hey, they're not here yet. So let's go do this now.
So you will still maintain your home base where you are now and then travel and come back, or?
Well, Florida will always be home, but not where we are now. So we're not coming back to Orlando. So our kids aren't around here anymore. So we want to kind of be, they're 3 hours separated from each other right now. So we want to be somewhere in between, at some point, but Florida at some point will always be home.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll always come back.
So you have a move in your future too, then it sounds like.
Yes, because we'll have a bunch of stuff in storage and we'll just have to get all that out and wherever we decide to be. Yeah.
Yeah. But it won't, like I said, it won't be for some time.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting though. Lots of changes coming. So do you have any goals for personal goals or goals for the channel? Either of the two channels. Do you have anything there you want to talk about?
Well, we do have a goal for the channel. I don't know. The big thing is we're very close to 10,000 subscribers, and we're going to have a nice fun giveaway when we do that. We've had a lot of affiliates have donated some stuff for. So, and I just want to continue hopefully motivating and inspiring, because when I see, not only are people doing the keto thing, whatever they may be, I'm seeing motivation about moving and working out too. And like with my challenges, I may have 3 or 4 people that are doing it, maybe more, that just, people don't always share stuff. They like to keep, are private. And I understand that. But the few that are sharing, that's like, wow, it's like they're doing this one step, then they might do another step. And I just want to keep doing it. It's an amazing feeling. And they motivate us too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to, my goal is to be down to about 200 pounds, if not less, by our 30th wedding anniversary in April of next year. And so that's another motivation for me to get to that goal and to continue to motivate others, because I love that. I think, we see those messages of, wow, you're inspiring me, you're motivating me, this is awesome. And it's like, you're actually motivating me, you're inspiring me to continue doing this. So thank you. I needed that today. And so that's what I want to do, is just continue to motivate others, be able to, help educate them as best as we can. And help them through the process if they need to, and hope comes up with those ideas that come up on the meal plans and stuff like that. I have zero to do with that. Now, I will say that if I see something on social media, like on Instagram or TikTok or something like that, I usually look at the foods, that people kind of make different things or whatever. And maybe it's not necessarily keto or carnivore, but I'll say, hey, try to make something out of this, see if it works. And sometimes it does. And sometimes it's difficult because you can't find that kind of ingredient for that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. Yeah.
So sometimes we don't do that, but again, it's just, we want to continue to inspire others and motivate as best as we can. And
I'm really so excited though, that we both got married when we were very young, had kids immediately, and which I wouldn't change for anything, because we're very close to our girls because of that. But we are going to be healthy and be able to move and do all this adventures that we want to do in our older age. And that literally brings tears to my eyes. Like, we're not going to be sitting around. We're not going to be missing out on our lives. And I think that's hopefully. You just brought some up, not a couple years ago it's been, or sometime we went on a anniversary vacation to the beach, here in Cocoa Beach for 3 or 4 days. And we were right on the beach. It was awesome. Nice. And I remember walking out, and I was exhausted and couldn't even walk. Maybe not even a mile up the beach. And I'm like, we got to turn back. I was exhausted, and that's gone now. We can walk places, do these things. And I'm like, just think how much, to lose another 64 plus pounds, what this is going to be like, it's going to be, I'm going to be a little more mobile, be able to do things a little better now, be able to go for more walks and do these kinds of things. Because I'm sure you've seen our dog, Ralphie, he's going to be a handful on the road. So, we don't have a yard for him to just go anymore. So we're just going to have to go take walks and things like that. So, so that's, that's kind of like where we're heading. So we're really excited about it.
So Andy, this question is for you, because I think more people say this to carnivores than they do to keto people. What do you say when people say, well, I can't do carnivore because it's boring and restrictive? Do you have any advice for that?
Well, I agree with them. I do agree with them, because it is boring. I'm telling you it is. Just to say, if you sit down and you think about it and you go, okay, I'm going to have a piece of meat today, that's not fun. It really isn't, and I watched Jordan Peterson, and he talks about it. He's like, the carnivore lifestyle, and he does a lion diet, him and his daughter. He's like, it's extremely boring, but it's saving his life. Yeah. So I look at it like that and say, it has changed my life. I feel so much better. I'm so much happier. You got to stick with it. If you're going to do it, you got to stick with it. But again, like I alluded to earlier, you got to find something that's going to be good for you. Carnivore may not be the way. Some people ketovore, or just keto or whatever the case may be. Find what's going to fit for you, what's going to make you happy, and stick to that. And stay away from the cheats. Once you cheat, it's over. And then you get into that. Oh, I jumped off the bandwagon, so that I got to do this again, and then restart again. And it's unfortunate because I've been there. That was me. And I lost that first time. Lost 76 pounds. And life kicked in, and there we go again. Okay, time to go to McDonald's and time to go to get a pizza or whatever. And then boom, you're back up to 300 something pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're an abstainer versus a moderator then, I take it from what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can't go back. You can't. I really feel at this point right now, in all seriousness, that I think if I did go back, I'm going to cut my life short. Mm-hmm. I don't, I'm not 20 something years old anymore. I'm 52 to do that again. Mm-hmm. And I saw what was happening to my body, as I started to increase my weight, I saw I had no idea what they were. I had no idea I was getting these, like really dark marks around my chest and under my arms and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. What is this? Well, I found out through, looking at things like that and research that it was insulin resistance, and that's where the skin tags and all that stuff was coming in. I'm like, what in the world? I don't even know what this is. And it's all gone. I don't have one of those spots on me any longer. Crazy. My skin tags are starting to, just kind of come off. And again, I feel fantastic. I think, when I get to a certain weight, I think we're probably going to have, or me, not you, but I'm probably going to have maybe some skin surgery around my stomach area or something like that. But if that's what it takes, to get to where I want to be, then that's what we'll do.
So do you guys feel, and you can take turns answering this if you want, it's important to have a strong why in order to get you out of bed every day to, in your case, Andy, to eat that boring piece of meat another day with a smile on your face yet. And same with you, Hope. Like, what do you guys think about that idea of having a strong why?
I think it's very important. You got to put in perspective, and we just look around at our family and our future grandkids and just touching base on being able to do things and be active and all of that. And, just honestly believing in God and praying too. I think that's been a huge thing for us getting through it too. Yeah, I don't know. What's your answer on that? My why is my family. We're very.
Yeah. I mean, my whys, I have whys, just us, our girls, or my son-in-law, our future son-in-law, our future grandchildren. I want to be there for them. My father passed away at 64 years of age, and he didn't get to meet my youngest daughter, and my oldest was 6 months old when he passed. So I think of those things, and I'm like, he was smoking cigarettes and was a heavy smoker, and he unfortunately passed away of lung cancer. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? I'm not smoking. I hate smoking. I've always hated it. But I'm killing myself too with eating the standard American diet. I'm killing myself eating McDonald's and whatever else. Pizza. And Pizza Hut and all those things. It tasted good, but it was killing me. So now that's what I think of if those thoughts, they do. Let me tell you, they do come into mind, because when us getting married and having our kids and stuff like that, when we celebrated everything through food. Everything.
The littlest.
Yeah, you got a great report card.
Boom.
We're going to here.
Scored a soccer goal. Boom.
We're going here. And I mean, that was our life. So now, in that, even as recently when we went on vacation, we went to this really small town that my daughter lives in, and they had these cool little restaurants that were there. I'm like, I can't go in there. It's just, I want to,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just can't do it because, again, I'm a food addict. So you wouldn't take an alcoholic into a bar or a liquor store. You wouldn't do those things. So what's the difference when it comes to food? You got to treat it the same.
I think it's also made us realize that food is not, you eat to live, you don't live to eat. My mother used to always tell me that, and we can find other things to do, and he's not eaten out in a year and a half, so it's possible. And I have to say that he loves himself enough to do this for the rest of us too, so that makes me feel good.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen some of your videos where you start talking down that path, Hope, and it just brings tears to my eyes. It really does. Like, I can see in your face the joy of you feeling like you're getting him back, right? And having him back for a long, long time for your family. Yes. And that really comes through. And I think that's inspiring for a lot of people. I really do.
Awesome.
Yeah. And there's no way I could have done this without her. I mean, with her creativity in the kitchen and pushing me, and saying, hey, I got this, we'll make it, don't worry about it. We'll get it done and we'll figure out some other alternatives. She works super hard. I probably don't tell her this enough, but she works so hard sometimes to think of those things, to say, I want to make sure that this week for work, he's got a variety of food. And you can see that on the meal preps on Sundays when she puts that out there, because it's like, okay, so she made the pork belly bites, then she made the steak and bacon, and then she made the chicken fingers, and then she'll make a chuck roast. The chuck roasts take forever to cook. The short ribs, stuff like that, and I'm like, so Monday through Friday, I'm set for my meal plan because of Hope doing that, Wow. So that means the world to me. And that's why I push myself even harder to do this. So I think she's going to like the Lion Diet, to be honest with you, because all she's going to have to worry about is,
I get a break? No.
Well, I get a break too, so I don't have to make bacon for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Lion Diet's going to get, because I've been on a stall. I am losing inches. We do measurements every month, and I'm still losing inches, but I've hit a massive stall. So I'm not at the weight that I wanted to be at this stage, but I'm hoping that the Lion Diet kind of restarts everything, and then you kind of go from there.
But it sounds like your body composition is changing, which can sometimes happen, and the weight and the inches don't always go at the same time. So I think that's amazing that you're still losing inches during this. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Where can people find you and connect with you?
Mission Keto is on YouTube, Instagram. We have a private Facebook group. They have to kind of ask to get in, but it's really more because it's a no judgment zone, and we just want to make sure that it's just a good time in there. Most of it is really just fun stuff. I do have a TikTok as well. And that's really it for Mission Keto. Oh, I do have a Twitter, but I don't get on it. I don't. Yeah, there's too much.
There's a lot. There's a lot in there. But we're gonna put all your links below so that people can find you, and make sure you put in your new channel as well, the RV or the traveling channel. What did you say it was called? I kind of like the name.
Adventures of Hope and Andy, RV Life.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we'll have all those links below. Any final last words that you want to say to people that are watching? In general, about what you guys are doing.
My thing is, first of all, Anita, thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
We really appreciate that. And, we watched you and we were excited when you reached out to us. And, so thank you again for having us with you. So my biggest thing is, don't wait. If you're unhappy with your life right now, as far as your weight and things like that are concerned, change it today. Don't say, I'm going to do this on Monday. Don't do those things. Me saying I'm going to start Lion Diet in September, it's a little different. because I'm already kind of there.
Yeah.
Where if you're there now where you're super unhappy and you're eating just, nonstop things that are not good for you, stop right now. Stop what you're doing and start something different. Even just removing something out of your life, or if you're removing, fast food or something like that, go ahead and at least start something and start changing your life. If remove soda and put in water, do something to change and start a slow process and then get yourself there. Because I'm telling you, I would have never thought when I was at 369 that I would be 264 today, to feel that way. So start the process now. Don't wait. Ask for help. There are so many good YouTubers out there that will be more than happy to message you privately or whatever the case may be and tell you, hey, check out this other page, check out this channel because they're doing this and this might be able to help you maybe with your budget, whatever the case may be. I start today. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the more problems that are going to come. I was there. I've been to the hospital 3 times. I went to the ER 3 times thinking I was having a heart attack, and that's all gone. I'm never going back to that life again. And, use me as that tool. Hope wasn't there. She didn't make it to that level. I was there. So if you're there like I was and you need that motivation, do it now, because if you don't, things are not going to look bright for you in later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, I know a lot of people are worried about starting something like this too, because they don't have a support system. Maybe they're the only one in the house doing it. And, we feel for you. Reach out, comment. I mean, we do have our Facebook group for that too. We at least can give encouragement. And you can do it if you're the only person in the house doing keto. Like, we're eating 2 different ways and we're making it work. So you've just got to get that determination, figure out what works for you. If you're a planner, write out your meals. I mean, there's a way to do it, and just, pray.
Yeah. And learn how to say no.
Yeah.
I also want to add to what Andy was saying about start now, is that it's also never too late. I mean, there's people that are, I'm 65, and there's people that are in their 80s who are just starting carnivore, and it impresses me so much when I hear that. I just love to hear that, because it really, please start now if you're young, but if you're late, if you're older than me or my age, it's not too late,
Yep.
Just do it. So, well, it's been so nice to talk to you guys. Thank you so much for coming on the channel today. And, for those of my viewers that are watching this, please go and check out their channel and hit the subscribe button and watch some of their videos. And, like they said, start now. And if you think that you're too young or too old, you're not. Like, anybody can do this, any age, any time. And there's such a different variety of ways that you can do this. It doesn't have to be all meat. It doesn't have to be anything. It can be whatever works for you in the proper human diet, as Dr. Barry calls it. And good luck. Reach out to any of us for your help and support. So.
Yes.
Absolutely. We're always here for you.
Yep. And Anita, thank you so much. We love your channel, and we just love that you're doing this. This is an amazing thing that you're doing, and we couldn't be more excited to be a part of it.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, I will talk to you guys later, and for the rest of you, we'll see you on the next video, whether it's in my kitchen or hanging out with cool people like Hope and Andy.
Thank you so much.